welcome to Metters Measurements with Moms. Thank you for taking your time today out of your busy schedule to join us. I'm Mrs. Dalmas, Metters Math Coach, and this is
Miss Marita, your school counselor.
And behind the scenes, we have Mrs. T. Hay, our parent coordinator, who's handling the technology for us today. So thank you very much. All right, I'm ready to get started. How about you?
I am too. I'm so happy that you asked me to join you. This is going to be fun.
I'm excited, and hopefully this is just the first of several videos to come. So really excited. Let's get started. Today we're going to talk about measurement. Miss Marita, what do you think of when you think of measurement?
Gosh, measurement, it's so many things. It's how much something weighs. It's the distance somewhere. It's time. It's temperature. So many things.
So many things. Measurement is just really everywhere around us. And when we think of measurement, of actually measuring things, we think of measuring cups, we think of scales, we think of rulers. But today we're going to talk about things you can use around the house, non-standard, because a ruler is a standard form of measurement, but maybe a string or some candy, that might be a non-standard form of measurement. So you can use things like same size Legos. So if you have some Legos around, you can use some Legos to measure, same size paper clips. And did you know sometimes when people do fabric and they make clothes or make things, if they don't have a ruler or yardstick with them, they'll actually get their fabric, they'll put it to their nose, and then they'll measure it down to their fingers.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them do that in the stores.
Yes, now I did too, and I was wondering what they were doing, so I had to ask. Because mathematicians, we wonder and we ask questions. All right, Miss Marita, we are going to get started, and we're going to start measuring. So I'm going to ask you if you'll grab your brownie box.
Okay. Ooh,
We're
yum.
going to talk about that box a little later. But get in your brownie box, and I'm going to get a book, because these are things we usually have around the house. And we're going to measure one side. We're going to measure, I think I'll measure this side, the length of my book.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to measure the length of your box. But we're going to use non-standard items.
Oh, not a ruler.
Not a
Non-standard.
ruler.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to use our little Post-it notes.
Okay.
And I'm going to use paper clips to measure one side of my book.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and measure. But before we do, you know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
I like to guess.
Oh, estimate.
Estimation,
Okay.
yes. So I'm going to estimate how many paper clips will fit the side of my book. I'm going to guess 15.
I'm going to say 8. I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
Let's see what we got. I don't know if the camera can see this because we're kind of flat right now. And you know, it's okay if your measurement goes a little bit over.
Oh, I was off. I was not right. I had estimated 8, and I only used 4.
I think I estimated 15, and I only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is it okay for mathematicians to be
It is
off?
fine. We don't know everything. That's why they call it an estimate or a guess.
That's right. And then we can measure and figure out how close we were.
Yes.
Oh, fun stuff. So we're going to take that off. I'm going to move my book over here. Give us a little bit of space, but I'm going to ask you to hold on to your brownie box. We just measured one side. We measured a length. But now I want to talk about area and perimeter.
Oh, yes.
So if we do perimeter, that's around your box. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do perimeter of that box. And while she's doing that, I want my friends out there to kind of estimate how many Post-its do they think are going to go around the box.
Yep. Remember, it was 4 on this side, and this side is a little bit longer than that side. So if your brains are working for guessing,
what shape is that box, Miss Marita? Do you know?
that would be, since it's not all equal sides, it looks like a rectangle to me.
I think you're right. That's a rectangle.
You know what? My husband was just building, he had to do a new fence, and he had to know the area of the backyard.
Math in the real world. How exciting. We can use that also whenever we're building anything that we're going to do something around. That's perimeter. And parents, it's so important to practice perimeter and area at home because for some reason our kids know that, but they often get them confused. So I think just playing around at home and practicing.
Sorry.
So Miss Marita, how many post-it notes did you have to go around your brownie box? I think Miss Marita's ready to open the brownie box.
I know, I'm getting a little excited. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wow, 12. Hey, that
So it
was
was
close to your
4 and
guess
4
last
and
time.
3 and 3.
Oh, because a rectangle, opposite sides are the same.
Exactly.
Wow, and again, this is just practicing
Yes.
at home, parents with. Now, I'm going to let you hold on to that box. Well, actually, I'm going to take that box from you,
Okay.
and I'm going to ask you to measure the area of this laptop, because you know, almost everybody has one of
Yes.
these now. So,
And you know what? Okay, while I'm putting on these to do the area, you're wanting to know, like, if you say you wanted new carpet, or you're getting in your room, or new tile or wood floor in your house, guess what you're going to have to need to know? The area of the bedroom to know how much carpet or how many tiles to buy.
that's right. So any kind of like home improvement thing that you're doing, you're going to do area. Could I use area outside? What if I'm planting a garden?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you would need. How big of a space you're going to need.
That's right. What am I going to plant in there? I need to know how much mulch and dirt to get for my yard to cover it.
Mhm.
And I also know perimeter so I can put something around my garden to keep any friends jumping in there and trying to eat all my great vegetables. Miss Marita, you are doing a fine job
Thank you.
with that.
Ooh, what if summer's coming? What if we needed to build a swimming pool? I bet you would need to measure.
I would need that, absolutely. And I did give for Miss Marita a very big area to cover. But again, parents at home, anything, if you have a deck of cards and you want to use a deck of cards to cover it, you can do anything you want to do. Just be creative and talk about area. That's the covering. Talk about perimeter. That's the outside of the object. So just using anything you have around the house to cover that.
I bet our friends watching could start estimating
Oh,
what
I
the
think
total's
so.
going to be. Look, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we've got, I wonder how many rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 7. I bet you could start figuring that out.
I think our third and fourth graders and maybe a few first and second graders can use what they know about repeated addition and multiplication to figure out how many Post-its that's going to take. So we said 7 rows of 5. 7 rows of 5, so that's got to be
35.
35
7 times
Post-its.
5 equals 30. Oops,
we lost one there.
we lost one. It's not 34, it's 35.
30. Now, if you'll hold that, I'm going to hold this. And just parents, you can talk about the difference. Notice perimeter around, area covers.
Right,
So
exactly.
yeah, that's just another way to practice that at home. And again, you can use whatever you have. So we're going to set that down. And Miss Marita loves candy. So
Oh, yes.
do I.
I'm sure you boys and girls do too. Right?
Oh, we do like candy. So I'm going to ask Miss Marita, I'm going to give her this deck here.
Okay.
And you know what? It could be snack time. I took the cards
Oh, okay.
out. Poor Miss Marita didn't have the cards. So, but I'm going to ask her to measure, now that we've practiced a little bit, the perimeter of that box using Hershey
Ooh,
Kisses. But before you do, you have to estimate.
Okay.
Remember, it's going to go around the box. Do you guys have any estimations out there? My mathematicians?
It's perimeter, right? I'll say
Perimeter.
18. 18 is going to go around.
I'm going to guess 9.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Measuring the outside of it, going
4.
around. Ooh,
So we know that 4 is on this side, so 4 is going to be on that side. Let's see what 4 and 3.
And again, could you use multiplication to figure that out? Well, it's perimeter, so we're going to actually.
Okay, what do we got here? We have 10.
10.
We have
so
4.
is it 10?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 4 plus 4 is 8.
8.
9, 10, 11,
Oh.
12, 13, 14. So we have 14.
Ooh.
Because remember, you have to measure every side around there.
So that's the perimeter, but if we filled it in,
Then we're covering.
Right.
So now it's the
the
area.
These
Very
are not wanting to
good.
stay.
And what's cool is if we were estimating and playing an estimation game, we could actually, the winner gets to have the Hershey Kisses.
Right, you could eat them
That would be
and
really
share
cool. Absolutely. All right, now I'm going to ask Miss Marita to get her string. I think I put a string over there.
them.
And I'm going to ask you to get your coffee container.
Okay.
And again, moms, dads, parents, uncles, aunts, remember, if you want to just like, we're bored, it's raining outside, let's go measure. Just a string or yarn or anything that you might have laying around at home, that can be our non-standard measurement.
Yeah, you know what? I always have those rolls of ribbon that you can curling ribbon. You can put
yes.
wrapping presents. I always have that. I could use that.
Oh, you could. What a fun idea. So we're going to take our string and we're going to go around our object. We're going to measure. Now, I'm guessing your object is much bigger than
It
mine.
looks like it's gonna be.
That circumference
Okay.
looks bigger than mine.
I bet.
So then we can compare.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
We guessed right on that one because this is much bigger.
It
than that.
is bigger. And if you want to see, I wonder what that is against a ruler, you can always put it against a ruler and measure. Put it against some measuring tape that you might have at home and measure. So all different ways you can
Yes.
do that. You can just walk around the house just measuring things around. I want to measure my milk. I want to measure my milk. Or measure your water bottle. So anything you want to measure. I'm going to put
That reminds
right
me of
here.
one of my sons was looking for a belt and he wanted to see if he couldn't find his, if he could wear his brother's belt. And so he had to put it around his waist to see if it would fit or not.
Interesting. So measurement once again.
Oh.
I don't think you can go through a whole day without something requiring measurement.
I am sure you are exactly right on that.
And we
You're
even look at the
measuring and you
clock.
don't even realize it.
When we look at the clock to
Mhm.
see, is it time to go here or time to go there? That's measurement.
Yes.
You're measuring time.
When I walked down here earlier, I saw someone going to the nurses, the clinic, and you know what I bet happens at the clinic or when you're sick? They take your temperature, which is measuring.
Yes, you're measuring your body's temperature.
Right.
Very good. It's
It
everywhere.
is. You're measuring all the time, and you didn't even realize it.
You didn't. So we're going to move this, and we're actually going to do a little bit of a wardrobe change
Okay.
because we are now going to become chefs. And
Oh,
chefs use measurement
yes.
all the time. So I'm going to
All
set this
right.
here. Miss Marita, I will give you your
Oh, thank
chef
you.
apron, and I'm going to get my chef apron. It's kind of my favorite part right
Oh,
here.
Yes.
I'm actually going to have us wear not just our aprons, but we have chef's hats as well. So we're going to wear
of
that.
course, if we are Metter chefs, we gotta have Metter chef hats.
Of
All
course.
right. Thank you, Miss Dalmas.
So excited to put on my measure hat, my
All
chef.
right.
So now we are ready
We
to
are official chefs.
Yes.
Mathematician chefs.
mathematician chefs. First thing we're going to do is just kind of play a little bit. And I have this rice here. So if you will take your measuring cups,
Oh, there's all kinds.
there's all kinds of stuff to measure. And parents, if you're baking or cooking something and it's safe to do so, always invite your little one over to watch you or help you. Because it's really, they look at different measurements and fractions. Oh
Oh,
my gosh,
yes.
they look at fractions when they're measuring. So, Miss Marita, I'm going to let you kind of demo that. And
Okay.
if you will get 1/4 a cup of rice for me.
Okay, so I'm going to look at these, and this one is 1/4, 1/4, which is a fraction.
Yes, and it's practicing fractions
Right.
so they can kind of start to see what 1/4 looks like.
1/4 of rice. There we go.
Yes, and now will you get 2/3 cup of rice?
Let's see.
And again, they're having to look
Mhm,
at
right.
their measuring cups.
2/3.
My chef hat.
And this 2/3 is bigger than the 1/4.
Exactly. So now you're comparing. And again, parents, just getting those measuring spoons, measuring cups out,
Right.
and just comparing them and getting kids used to seeing what does that fraction compare to the other fraction and having fun.
Yes, and it's so good to see it, like to visualize it, see it, and see it in real life. Because on paper, a lot of kids get confused. 1/4, 2/3. They think 1/4 is bigger just because they see the 4, and they think, well, that's larger. But if you think about it, 1/4 is one part of 4, and then 2/3 is 2 parts of 3. So, but a lot of times they just get tricked on paper. Well, 4 is a bigger number, so I think that's a larger amount, but it's not. See?
It's just practicing
Mhm.
over and over with this. So are you ready to make something?
Yes. What are we gonna make?
We
I
are
can't
going to
wait.
make a snack because, I'm like hungry all the time.
know,
So
snack, yes.
I want to make a snack.
And we're having fun, but we're learning.
We are learning. I'm grabbing my snack recipe, which I need to follow, and it has fractions on it. So I'm excited because we're going to, again, practice our fractions. And I'm going to read out the recipe, and I'll ask you to put it together.
Okay, I think I can do it.
All
I
right,
think I'm up
here
for the
we
challenge.
go. And on one of our kitchen scales, M&Ms, so we
Okay.
need that.
Oh, yum.
So will you please measure a half a cup of M&Ms?
Okay, let me see. Okay.
She's looking at her fractions. Oh, we don't
3/4.
have it
Okay.
there, but we do.
we have it on here.
Yes.
So we're gonna look here, and it's half a cup over here. This is a 1 cup total, but if I only need half a cup, it has the little measurement, the lines that tell me where half is. I use a cup like this all the time, probably once a day, every other day in the kitchen.
Most kitchens have a cup like this. So again, playing with it, parents, you can use candy, you can use rice, you can use water, milk, whatever you want to use.
Half a cup.
It's a half a cup. That's our first ingredient. Our next ingredient are 2 cups of pretzels. And I think we have our pretzels right over there.
Oh, here they are. Okay, 2 cups. So we just said this is 1 cup. So I'm going to fill this up 2 times.
Wow, it's very good, Miss Marita. You know you're going to do it twice. And I like how you counted.
1 cup.
Again, parents, just mixing whatever your kids like
2
to snack
cups.
on, or parents, whatever you like to snack on. So making this and just having fun with
You know,
it.
I just have to say real quick that
Yes.
we like rice, and my husband and my boys, we eat a lot of rice, and I use this cup, and when I make rice, if I'm doing 2 cups of rice, it's double the amount of water. Sometimes I'm making a lot of rice, I'm making 3 cups of rice, and then it's 6 cups of water, and like how you said, I have to count, fill up with water, 1, fill up with water, 2, and I have to always tell no one interrupt me or I'll forget how much I'm
Forgot how
on.
much you made.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's real world.
It just
It's
reminded me of
measurement
making
all the
rice,
time.
of rice.
So now we'll do raisins.
Raisins. Where's my raisins?
Your raisin. I took your raisins. So here are your raisins.
Okay, and how many of that are we
We
using?
need 3/4 a cup of
3/4.
raisins.
I know I saw that. Right here. 3/4.
Again, parents, just using all different kinds of measurements, tablespoons, whatever you want to measure. All right, Miss Marita, very
This
good.
is looking really yummy.
It is. And now our last ingredient is going to be
Oh,
Cheerios.
yum. Those are all going to be a nice snack. Okay, how much?
We need 1 cup of Cheerios. And you are doing a great
Aw,
job.
Thank you. You're being a great teacher.
Thank you.
Okay, 1 cup.
1 cup. Oh, parents, this
One
looks
cup.
yummy.
Mmm.
And it's easy, it's fun, it's no mess because there's no liquid with
Right.
it. These are all solids that we're mixing together. So I'm going to ask you to take your mixing
yum.
spoon and then mix it up.
Okay, Miss Dalmas, I have a question.
Yes.
If I have this recipe or I give it to someone and they're like, but I just don't like raisins. I can't make that recipe. Can they still make the recipe?
Yes, it's called substituting. You can
Yes.
take the raisins out and substitute something else.
Yes.
Maybe some Reese's or some Kisses.
Oh,
So
that looks
whatever
good.
you like, it does look good. And it's time to go put on a good movie and have a snack.
Okay, that looks good.
Before we take off to go see a good movie, I just want to show you one other thing that you could do at home if you wanted to with a hanger and 2 plastic cups. And again, that string or ribbon or whatever you want to use. And I'm going to ask you to come on this side of our scale. We made a homemade scale for us to play with.
Yes.
So now I'm going to give you some rice, Miss
Okay.
Marita. Actually, if you'll get, let's get 2/3 cup of rice.
Okay, I know I used that one earlier. 2/3.
And I like how you look to look at your
Mhm.
fractions on your
Yes.
cup to see which one goes. And I'm going to take a bunch of Reese's and we are going to see, actually I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
So now we can compare 10 Reese's to
2/3 cup of rice, and which one weighs more? Which one's heavier?
the rice. So
Right.
again, you can use any items you have at home and just kind of play with this scale back and forth. And then when you're done, you can eat your candy or go make your rice. So anything you want to do on your scale, we're going to go ahead and take that out. I'll give you a bowl to put that rice in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, you can measure candy, you can measure whatever you want at home, just having fun with it.
Yes.
There's so many things you can do at home with measurement and just making it fun. You give them a bottle of water, just kind of remind your kids, well, what is that? And show them where the measurement is on the bottle. This one is 33.8 full ounces, or in parentheses, it says 1 quart.
Yes. Yes.
Is that right? I don't
yes.
have my glasses on today.
Yes.
And then, when you get a gallon of milk, we all know it's a gallon.
Right. I think everyone knows this. We see the gallon milk.
Miss Marita, would you demonstrate gallons and
goodness.
pints before we go?
I thought you would never ask.
I'm so excited to do this
I
part.
think I'll remove my hat for this.
Yes.
Let's
I'm going to
see.
turn Mrs. Marita into a gallon gal.
Oh,
So we're
put
going to
it
have a
on.
little bit of fun.
Oh.
So we're going to say that her torso here, her body, is a gallon.
Mhm.
I like my gallon
Right.
of milk. And we want to see what makes up that gallon. Well, 4 quarts make a gallon. So now her arms are going to be quarts. And that's 2 quarts so far. So I need 2 more quarts. And they're going to go. See, Miss Marita didn't give you pockets and stuff.
Oh, no. Right here.
There we go.
Like I knew it somewhere.
So then, Miss Marita, you have 2 quarts up there, 2 quarts here. And these can go on your leg if you want. They can be
That
1,
would-
2, 3, 4 quarts.
I can see some of those sisters on there. I think they would enjoy doing that to each other
That
and dressing
is
each other
fun.
up.
That is fun. And with our quarts, we know that 2 pints on one arm make up 1 quart.
The pints, I believe, is that the little milks they get in the cafeteria?
It is. I love how you related that to things that we get and see every day.
Because it would be pretty silly if they couldn't just give every student a gallon of milk. That would be wasteful.
That would be wasteful. And again, Miss Marita is kind enough to be my gallon gal. And
I like
could you
it.
do this at home, just kind of playing around?
Yes.
You could. You can be even with would have been really nice, Miss Marita, is if we put a cape on you and you could have been Gallon Guy hero to the
Alright.
rescue.
You know what? Boys and girls, any of you watching this, we would, if any of you try any of this, if you take a picture or something and show it to us, or have your parents post it on Facebook or email it to us, we would love to see how you created some of this stuff.
Even if you did a snag
Right,
and
any of it.
measured. So there's Miss Marita, our Gallon Gal.
I love it.
So, Miss Marita, how many pints make up that gallon?
Okay. Look,
1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Woohoo!
That's awesome. And you know, Miss Dalmas, I remember learning the gallon guy or gallon man in school.
Yes.
I kind of like the gallon gal.
I kind of like the Gallon Gal. And I like dressing up.
Yes, but I
We
remember
really
learning
like
this.
dressing up.
And when I'm cooking, a lot of times the recipe will have it in pints, but it won't, or
Yes.
something that doesn't translate to the quarts, or vice versa. And sometimes you have to remember this when you're cooking. I have actually had to go Google gallon man sometimes just to double check myself.
And now you can think of your body when
I
you're
know.
trying to make conversions.
Right, I'm telling you, this is something you'll need the rest of your life.
Fun stuff, fun stuff. Unfortunately, this is the end of our time together. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Mrs. Tehei, thank you so much for our technology. Miss Marita, thank you for being my co-host
Thank
today.
you for inviting me and letting me join you. This is so much fun, and I know the boys and girls and the parents learned something, hopefully, and hopefully they're going to continue practicing this.
And they had fun. Hopefully they
Yeah.
had fun. And Miss Marita, just on a serious note, parents, our caregivers, guardians, having fun with your child at home during fun things like this, measurements, and we've done digits with dad, and just having fun with them is so important, so critical in their educational journey. So thank you for taking time
Yes.
today to do this and look at it maybe with your child and maybe make a snack or dress up and have fun with
Yes.
it. Just have fun with it.
Right.
It's all around us. It's every day. Just getting them used to seeing it. If you look at an analytical clock, please tell them the time, because we're so used to digits and
Right.
technology. We kind of forget about the other ways to measure.
Right, just like you said, just talking about it in real life, and that will help your child a lot.
Have a great
Yes.
weekend, great day, great week, and thank you for joining us today.
I agree. And hey, Miss Dalmas, one more
Yes.
thing. You think, I don't know about you, but I had fun.
I had a
And
blast.
I know some of the comments were that they're having fun and looking forward to this. You think maybe we could have some more of these?
I would love to have more of these. Yes, we need to do this on a regular basis.
Okay. Stay
So-
tuned.
Stay tuned. Bye.